Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be going through my EDC, which is everyday carry. I did one last year. It was just at the beginning of lockdown and my hair was a bit of a mess, so I'd say go and watch it because a lot of the stuff that I'm going to go through in today's video is in that video, but I've cut it down an awful lot. But if you enjoy this video and if you do watch that other video, you know, let me know and I'll make this a yearly thing because, you know, it changes every year. Some stuff stays, some stuff goes, some things join. So just let me know. Like I've said, I've cut down on a lot of the things from that video I did last year. I fell into the classic magician trap of buying loads and loads and loads and loads of tricks from magic companies because I've seen great advertisements going, you know what, I need that trick, when really I didn't need that trick at all, and it's just sitting in Pandora's box. And if you don't know what Pandora's box is, I made a video about it last year. Again, it's not a great video, but check it out if you want. It helps the algorithm. This in front of me here, although you can't see it, this in front of me here is my everyday carry, the EDC, and I'm going to go through the stuff that I don't leave the house without, and I'm also going to go through the stuff that I don't leave the house without if I know for a fact that I'm going to go out and perform tricks. So that kind of stuff stays behind a lot of the time, especially nowadays, but when I know for a fact that I'm going to go out and perform, and maybe if I want to try some new tricks or whatever, these are the stuff that I bring out. But before I get into everything that is sitting in front of me, I hate falling into the trap of a classic YouTuber, but subscribe, like, do all that rubbish, you know, or don't. If you don't want to, that's completely fine. It's up to you. But if you do, I do a lot of videos like this. I do tutorials, I do cardistry videos, I do just general sit down, having fun kind of things as well. And if that's up your street, subscribe. But without any further ado, let's get on to today. Whoa, what is going on with the dark? It's getting darker. Yo. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Also, if you're wondering what this is here, just literally behind the summer house where I film all my videos, they've set up a climbing frame and there's kids playing around. So I thought you might hear it in the video. So I'm probably, you know, killing your ears right now by touching it, but I'm using this for the first time. I don't know if it will work. I don't know if you'll still hear the screaming kids or not, but it's worth a shot, right? It's worth a shot. All right, the first item I don't leave the house without is a deck of cards. These are the Dystopian Deck, and I just made a video of this, so go check them out. It was quite a good video in my opinion. Of course I'd say that, it's my video, but yeah, I don't leave the house without a deck of cards. It doesn't have to be the Dystopian Deck, it's just, you know, the cards that I haven't put down since I got them. So these, and now there's roadworks going on. What is going on? Do you mind? I'm trying to film a video. But yeah, never leave home without a deck of cards. Now, depending on the deck of cards that I bring out with me depends on the next item, which unfortunately I can't show you because it's the Advocate. I never leave home without the Advocate. It is one of my go-to things that I do all the time, and I'll go into the extra stuff that I bring with me that helps aid with the Advocate. So yeah, depending on what deck of cards I leave the house with will dictate what Advocate I leave the house with. So the Advocate is the second thing that I don't leave the house without. So one of the effects that I carry around with me all the time that helps aid with the Advocate is a singular playing card. Now I'm not going to show you what this playing card is because it kind of defeats the trick. If you know what the Advocate is, you'll know what I'm going on about. It's not always that card. Sometimes it's a different card, sometimes it's a misprinted card. Some of you know what I'm going on about. again, it's not always that card, it could be another thing, or I might not even use the card, I might actually use that card for other effects if things work out. It's a good card to psychologically force. Next one is a couple of blank business cards. I never leave home without, I don't know how many's here, I think it's like 15. I never leave home without about 15 business cards. I can write predictions, I can write pictures, I can give out my own information, I can get the spectator to draw something and then they go off and I try to read their mind. That was a trick that I did to a celebrity. I'll leave the link somewhere above my head or whatever on that trick that I did. It's a very good video. I'm really plugging today, what is going on? There'll be more plugs later. I'm sure there'll be more plugs later. Now, apart from the advocate, everything that I've just mentioned goes inside this, which is just a card box. It fits in my pack of cards, a couple of business cards, and the singular card that I mentioned earlier. All fits in here, and then it all fits in one pocket. So it saves on pocket space. Moving on from things in that pocket, we have something that goes in another pocket, which is my wallet. So this is generally a wallet that I carry around with me. It is a magic wallet, so it is a peak wallet, but it does also, I used to use it as a normal wallet, so it has all my bank stuff in there, and so I won't be showing any of that to the camera. But I do have another card in here. This is a card that I like to psychologically force onto participants. So I won't show it to you just in case I ever perform to any of you guys. If I'm showing it to the camera right now as I'm putting it back inside my wallet, blur it out, or you know, do some cool editing that you can't do, Chase. Next up in another pocket is Flite. This is a relatively new thing that Illusionist just brought out. Like I said, I fell into the ploy of buying loads of things from magic sites, and this was one of them. But I tell you what, I don't leave the house without it. It's an effect that allows you to get a spectator's ring and attach it onto your key ring in a matter of seconds. And I absolutely love it. I love the effect, love the trick, and it's a good opener. I have a ring routine I call the C2I ring routine, which I might show you guys one day. And that's the end of that routine. So I use my own rings and I use their rings, and then the ending is Flite. Next is my phone. Now I can't show you my phone because I'm using it right here. Hello phone. I'm using it right here because I use two cameras, one of them being my phone. I have quite a few apps on there. I like doing just normal calculator forces, toxic forces, things like that with other people's phones, not just my ones. But obviously, like I said, I have a lot of magic apps that I use which work perfectly, sometimes not so perfectly, but a lot of the times, like a lot of people have issues with Cipher from Illusionist. I've run into issues, I've emailed Illusionist and they've come back to me and they've helped me out and it still works. So Cipher is one of the go-to things that I use on my phone. By the way, I'm probably going to leave the link in the description for everything that I'm talking about here, if I can find it or if it's still on the market. So you guys, if you like the sound of it, you can go and check it out. Talking of phones, in my phone case, I usually leave this, which is, it looks like a normal credit card, but it's not. Again, it's from Illusionist. It was part of the How to Read Minds kit, but I do believe that they sell this separately now, and I don't blame them because it's a good little bit of kit. It's not perfect. It has some things that I generally don't use with it, but there's some things that I do use every single time I go out and perform. So that's in my phone case at all times. Next is something that I don't actually have in my pockets, but it's something that I wear, which is my necklaces. Now I'm not going to touch my necklaces because it'll probably mess with the mic if it's not already. But that is something that I use for a lot of mentalism routines. I won't go into the routines that I use, but they're good kind of pendulum effects. Go-to easily pendulum effects that you don't need to carry around in your pocket. Next is, of course, sunglasses. Now, I don't leave home without any sort of sunglasses. It's not exactly a magical prop, unless I'm using something that I'll go into a little bit later, but it's part of the image that I do. And if you want to know more about why I wear necklaces, why I wear rings, why I wear sunglasses and everything else, check out CTISS. I told you there'd be more plugs. Check out CTISS for, I'm doing a series called the Image Series, which goes into how to create an image for yourself to get recognised instantly. It's not just for magic, so if you don't like magic, it's perfectly fine. Go and check it out. Also, it's free, so why wouldn't you go and check it out? You do get behind the scenes content, you get things first, and projects that I'm bringing out completely for free. So it's really no harm in checking it out. So like I said with the sunglasses, the thing that I usually leave the house, the thing that I don't usually leave the house without is loops. I'm not going to go into detail on what the loops are because it kind of defeats the object. But I do sometimes do an effect with the sunglasses, usually with other people's glasses. But yeah, if I don't bring them out because they're a little bit delicate, then I have an elastic band with me. It's usually one or the other, it's never both, in my personal opinion. If you know how loops work, then you'll understand why they're never together. Last but not least, the things that I don't leave the house without is SCORCH. SCORCH. Now, this is a relatively new thing. It's quite a dangerous thing. You basically brand any surface that you like with the playing card. So the playing card that I chose was the 9 of clubs. Some of you know why I chose the 9 of clubs, some of you don't, and I implore you to find out why it's the 9 of clubs. So I never carry this, I never leave the house without it. It's easy to take off, so I can use a lighter for certain effects, and then I can just attach that on to brand any surface that I like. Now we are going on to the certain things that I don't usually bring out with me unless I know for a fact that I'm going to go out and perform with. So some of this stuff, majority of this stuff does stay at home, unless they're new tricks, and like a lot of these are new tricks that I'm trying to bring out, see if they're going to become my EDC. But at the moment, if I know I'm going out to see someone, which is barely ever, I know for a fact that I'll bring out these things just to test out on some people. First one is a marked deck. You can't go wrong with a marked deck, especially if you don't use your normal deck at the beginning. You just go straight off the bat with a marked deck. There's so many different routines you can do with a marked deck. Maybe I'll do a tutorial or something with a marked deck later on. If you want to see that, let me know, and I'll do that. So yeah, I usually use, at the moment, I'm using the Cohorts. Or the NOCs that I've just recently found out are marked, and they call me a magician, and I didn't know the NOCs were marked. I know. Next is Dresscode by Theory 11 and Kayla Morelli. He is such a great creator when it comes to magic, and this is something that I am yet to actually create, but I know that once I get sorted and set up, I won't be leaving the house without it, because it is such a impactful trick that I know will just work so well. It will be a good opener as well if I don't want to do the Flite or the ring routine. It'll be a great opener, and I highly recommend anyone. Oh, the sun's coming out. I highly recommend you go check out Kayla Morelli and Dresscode. I recently purchased Hook from Lost Art. Again, this is quite a dangerous trick, but it's not that, if you know how it works, it's not that dangerous, but on the outskirts it kind of looks a little bit dangerous, which I kind of really like. Especially you put a fish hook in your mouth and you get a spectator to pull out the strings, and the only string they don't pull out is the one that is attached to the fish hook. It's highly dangerous. If you're under the age of whatever it is on the website that tells you not to buy or to buy it, get it. You know, I think it's such a great idea. A lot of magicians are all like, "Ooh, pick a card" and all that, and you know, bringing it down to earth and that it could actually go wrong. Because that's the thing with a lot of, I'm going on a tangent now, but a lot of stage magicians do more dangerous stuff than street magicians like me. I hate street magician. I'm not a street magician. I'm just, you know, a guy that does magic. So, you know, going out and doing a trick like hook, it's perfect. It's perfect. One that I couldn't find, which is great for an EDC video, is Minto. I did talk about it in my last EDC video, but it's basically you get someone's earphones or a piece of string, and you put it in your mouth and you loop on a polo or a mint to that string. The reason why it's been pushed back to my maybe is because of the fact a lot of people, including myself, now have like Bluetooth headphones. They don't actually have stringed headphones anymore. So I found that although it's a great trick and it's a great idea, there's no need for it anymore. The only time I do use it is if I have it with me or I see someone with it, and you know. But even nowadays in 2021, beginning of 2021, I don't want to be putting someone's earphones in my mouth at all. I don't want to be doing that. And it's the same with the next item, which is the world famous key bite. This was definitely one that I saw advertised on Illusionist and was like, I need it right now, and I didn't really need it. It's good in certain times. This is definitely not a trick that I bring out with me every single day, because, well, you know, you can probably see reviews and wonder why I don't, but it's a good concept, and it's in the right setting, it's perfect. And you know, at the moment, same with Minto, I don't want to be putting someone's key in my mouth. Even though you don't actually put their key in your mouth, I still don't, you know, kind of want that image of doing that. And last but no means least is socks. Socks from Vanishing Ink. This is such a great effect, especially for mentalism. You know, there's no cards involved like classic cool cards and stuff like that. They are cards of socks, and they can pick, genuinely, it's such a free choice as well. They can generally pick whatever cards, and it's the socks that you're wearing. And then you can move on to you know, a card trick or a card force. I used to do a psychological force, and on the bottom of those socks is the card that you've forced. It's such a great idea. It's such a unique idea, and you know, it's funny, you know, it's the socks that you're wearing. It's perfect. Now, I'm aware this video is going on a little bit, so I shall end it there. The last couple of items, like I said, I don't usually take out with me every single day, but everything before that, I do definitely take out with me every single day. But that is the end of the video. Check out my Instagram, where I post a lot more things than I post when I'm uploading a new YouTube video. And of course, check out CTISS for CTISS only content behind the scenes, and it's all free, so go check it out. But that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you guys later.